Good afternoon once again, and welcome to our webinar on sustainability in schools. Today, we're looking at environmental sustainability and how schools can help foster a mindset, schools and colleges can help foster a mindset for improvement. This is part of a series of webinars that we're running to highlight some of the key issues facing education, new productive practices, and an opportunity to display some of the solutions that we have available. Hi, my name is Damien Roberts. I'm one of the directors and co-founders of Deventio Education. We're based in Derby in the UK, and we're an education-focused software house, which is primarily responsible for developing SchoolIP, CollegeiP, and another suite of improvement products. We've been in business since 2006, and we now work with thousands of schools, colleges, and educational institutions across the globe. I've shared my contact details here. Please do get in touch if you want further information. And there are also links to our social media channels. We pride ourselves on keeping these updated with the latest information. So please join the conversation there. Please follow, like, and share. So what are we going to discuss today? Well, the presentation is split into three parts. It doesn't just include slides, but an interactive look at our whole school or college improvement tool, SchoolIP or CollegeiP, and a free audit that can help you achieve your sustainability goals. Firstly, we'll provide an update on the current situation with climate change. Secondly, we'll discuss what we can do about it to bring about change. And then finally, we'll bring this home by focusing on how schools and colleges can help. Where do schools and colleges fit into this wider picture? So on to our first section, an update on climate change. We don't have to look too far to find out about climate change and its impact on our environment. Only this week, it's been reported in the news in the UK. The world is breaching a key warming threshold at a rate that has scientists concerned, a BBC analysis has found. On about a third of days in 2023, the average global temperature was at least 1.5 degrees C higher than pre-industrial levels. Staying below that marker long term is widely considered crucial to avoid the most damaging impacts of climate change. But 2023 is on track to be the hottest year on record, and 2024 could be hotter. It is a sign that we're reaching levels we haven't been before, says Dr. Melissa Lazenby from the University of Sussex. Global temperatures are rising as a result of human activity. People around the world are already experiencing the consequences, from more intense heat waves to rising sea levels. Things are likely to worsen in the coming decades, but scientists argue that urgent action can still avoid the most dangerous effects of climate change. So what is climate change? Well, climate is the average weather in a place over many years. Climate change is a shift in those average conditions. The climate has fluctuated naturally throughout the world's history, but scientists say there is no doubt that the particularly rapid climate change seen over the past century is caused by humans. In particular, they say it is due to the widespread use of fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas in homes and schools and colleges, factories, and transport. When fossil fuels burn, they release greenhouse gases, mostly carbon dioxide, and these gases trap the sun's heat in the atmosphere, causing the planet's temperature to rise. Carbon dioxide levels are higher than at any time in the last 800,000 years. Since the start of the Industrial Revolution, when humans started burning large amounts of these fuels, the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere has risen by over 50% and is still growing. And as a result of the increase in carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases like methane, the world is now about 1.1 degrees C warmer than it was in the late 19th century. So, as a result, the world has been getting warmer. You can see here the change in annual global temperature. So what are the effects of climate change so far? A global average temperature increase of 1.1 degrees C might not sound much, but it has already had a huge effect on the environment. Impacts so far include more frequent and intense extreme weather, such as heat waves, droughts, and floods, rapid melting of glaciers and ice sheets, contributing to sea level rise, huge declines in Arctic sea ice, and ocean warming and marine heat waves. People's lives are already changing as a result. For example, the ongoing East African drought has put more than 20 million people at risk of severe hunger. The 2022 European heat waves led to an abnormal increase in deaths. Extreme weather events have caused trillions of dollars of economic damage in recent decades, but the death toll has actually fallen as early warning systems have improved, according to the World Meteorological Organization. So how will future climate change affect the world? Scientists say limiting temperature rise to 1.5 degrees C is crucial to avoid the most dangerous impacts of climate change, although these increase with every extra increment of warming. The 1.5 degrees C warming limit was partly designed to avoid crossing so-called tipping points. These are thresholds beyond which changes could accelerate and become irreversible in different parts of the Earth's climate system, such as the collapse of the Greenland ice sheet. But it's not clear precisely where these thresholds sit. Some may have already been crossed, some may be further away than first thought. Science is not completely certain, but the impacts of 2 degrees Celsius global warming versus 1.5 degrees Celsius could include things like extreme hot days would be on average 4 degrees C warmer. Sea level rise would be 0.1 meters higher than normal. More than 99% of coral reefs would be lost. Several 100 million more people may be exposed to climate-related risks and susceptible to poverty by 2050. About 3.3 to 3.6 billion people are classed as being highly vulnerable to climate change, according to the UN's climate body, the IPCC. People living in developing countries are expected to suffer the most as they have fewer resources to adapt. This has led to questions about fairness because these places have typically contributed only a small percentage of the greenhouse gases, which causes climate change in the first place. However, impacts in one place can have knock-on effects for all regions. For instance, people being displaced from one area could lead to mass migrations, and crop failures linked to extreme weather could raise global food prices. The impact of all of this could be far-reaching. The diagram on the right shows how the risk of species loss depends on how far global temperatures rise, and it's all pretty alarming. So on to our next step in our presentation. What can we do about it? Firstly, what are governments doing about climate change? In the landmark agreement signed in Paris in 2015, almost 200 countries pledged to try to keep global warming to 1.5 degrees C. To achieve this, scientists said that countries should achieve net zero CO2 emissions by 2050. Net zero means reducing greenhouse gas emissions as much as possible and removing any remaining emissions from the atmosphere. Most countries have or are considering net zero targets, but many of these are dated after 2050. Real-world action has been slow, and the levels of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere are still rising. As a result, UN scientists believe the world is likely to warm beyond 1.5 degrees C based on current government targets. World leaders meet every year to discuss their climate commitments, and the next summit, COP28, will be held in the UAE in November and December 2023. So, what can individuals do? What can you and I do about all this? Major changes need to come from governments and businesses, but scientists say small changes from individuals can also make a difference. take fewer flights, use less energy, improve home insulation and energy efficiency, switch to electric vehicles or live car-free, replace gas central heating with electric systems like heat pumps, eat less red meat. So lots that we can do as individuals there. So finally, how can schools and colleges help in terms of their individual circumstances? In the face of pressing environmental challenges, the importance of sustainability cannot be overstated. The stewards of the future, schools play a pivotal role in nurturing environmentally conscious citizens. In this part of the webinar, we will delve into the significance of sustainability in schools, the benefits it brings, and the practical steps that educational institutions can take to create a greener and more sustainable future. Sustainability goes beyond recycling and reducing waste. It encompasses a holistic approach to preserving the environment, promoting social equity, and fostering economic prosperity. Schools and colleges are ideal places to instill the values of sustainability in young minds, empowering them to be responsible global citizens. By integrating sustainable practices into the curriculum, schools and colleges can shape a generation that values environmental stewardship. Embracing sustainability offers a myriad of benefits to both students and the school community. These advantages extend beyond environmental protection and include enhanced learning opportunities. Sustainability-themed education creates hands-on learning experiences that stimulate critical thinking and problem-solving skills among students. Reduced operational costs. Implementing energy-efficient practices and waste reduction measures can lead to significant cost savings for schools and colleges. Healthier learning environments. Green buildings improve air quality, and access to nature positively impacts students' physical and mental well-being, enhancing their overall learning experience. And then finally, community engagement. Sustainable initiatives within schools and colleges often spill over into the broader community, encouraging local residents to participate and support eco-friendly endeavours. So, how should we integrate sustainability into the curriculum? To make sustainability a core value, schools can integrate it into various subjects across different grade levels. Here are some ways to incorporate sustainability into the curriculum. Environmental studies. You can dedicate specific courses to environmental topics such as climate change, conservation, and renewable energy. Green clubs and projects. Encourage students to form green clubs and undertake sustainability projects like community gardens, composting initiatives, or energy conservation campaigns. You can also organise field trips to eco-friendly sites, wildlife reserves, or sustainable businesses to give students a real-world understanding of environmental issues and solutions. And then you can also invite guest speakers and workshops, invite sustainability experts, environmentalists, or local green entrepreneurs to share their knowledge and experience with students. So how do we go about developing an eco-friendly infrastructure? Beyond the curriculum, schools can embrace sustainability through infrastructure development and operations. So things like energy efficiency, invest in renewable energy resources like solar panels, implement energy saving practices, and ensure proper insulation of school buildings. You could also address things like waste management, set up recycling centres, reduce single-use plastic, and promote responsible waste disposal. You could also organise green spaces. You could create them on campus, such as gardens and tree-shaded areas to foster a deeper connection with nature. And also you can look at things like water conservation. You can encourage responsible water usage and consider implementing rainwater harvesting systems. So how do we get the community involved? Sustainability is a collective effort, and schools and college can foster community involvement through collaborations. They could do things like partner with local businesses, organizations, and government agencies to support sustainability initiatives and share resources. There's also things like awareness campaigns. You can conduct workshops, seminars, or events that raise awareness about sustainability within the school and local community. There's also a number of volunteering opportunities, so encourage students, teachers, and staff to participate in the environmental volunteering activities outside of the school or college. So in conclusion, sustainability in schools is more than just a trend. It is a crucial aspect of building a greener and more sustainable future. By integrating sustainability into the curriculum, adopting eco-friendly infrastructure and encouraging community involvement, schools can empower students to become champions of the environment. Let us unite in this endeavour and sow the seeds of sustainability in our educational institutions, cultivating a generation that will lead the way towards a brighter, more sustainable tomorrow. So what next? Well, SchooliP, CollegeiP, the guys at Devento Education have partnered up with the National Association of Environmental Education and also the National Governance Association. We've come together to provide schools and trusts with a free online tool to help governing boards adopt environmental sustainability as a strategic priority and for school or college leaders to develop a climate action plan. Based on the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, the online tool is designed to cover all aspects of school life and college life and is organised into the 4 C's of curriculum, campus, community, and culture. It consists of a series of questions and guidance to help schools, colleges, and trusts focus their efforts on pertinent actions. So let's take a quick look inside the SchooliP system so that we can show you what this looks like in terms of managing your sustainability. So here I am logged into the SchooliP platform. So this is a platform that is designed around school and college improvement, and it brings together the processes of staff professional development linked to improvement planning, self-evaluation or self-assessment, but then it also links to things like policy management, which is rather useful, and audits as well for your organization. So you can identify what are your key strengths, what are the areas that perhaps need improvement, and then you can drive the activities and the change within your planning also. So this single web-based system manages all of that successfully. And then we have the ability in here, I can show you some of the audits that we have input into the system. So in here we have a series of audits. A lot of these are available free of charge out of the box. And so you can gain access to these audits within your school or your college to do with things like staff well-being, to do with safeguarding. And what we've done as an introductory offer is we've teamed up, as I said, with the NAEE and the NGA in order to provide this environmental sustainability audit. So what we've done is we've taken the audit, which is a series of questions, and there is also some guidance in here as well. You can download the environmental sustainability guide from the NGA in there that will guide you through some of the steps in terms of your sustainability and also creating a climate action plan for your organization. But what this audit will do is it will identify where you are in this process of steps. Now, the audit is broken down into a number of sections. So it's divided up, as we said, into curriculum, campus, community, and also the culture within your organization. And then within these sections, you're able to then complete those responses on the audit, and then we can see at a glance how far through we are on each of those sections on the audit. So the audit itself involves you coming in and actually choosing where you think you are, and then recording your response beneath that in terms of where you are in terms of that aspect of the sustainability. And there are a whole series of questions here contained within those 4 sections for you to respond to. Now then, the responses are all collated onto the dashboard. So at a glance, we can see where we're up to, and we can manage this across a number of perhaps staff members who are contributing to this process. And then what we're looking to do is actually upload our evidence. So as we are conducting this audit, we are looking into the environmental sustainability of our organisation. We can then be uploading files, photographs, videos, anything that we think is relevant evidence and backs up the current position of the school or college. And what you can also do, as I mentioned, is you can link to the school development plan, the college improvement plan. So here we can link to activities on our plan in terms of engaging in instilling the environmental sustainability within our school or college. And obviously we can track then the progress of these activities. So SchooliP, CollegeiP is very clever really at bringing together a whole load of resources, whether you are leaders, middle leaders, or even staff members within your school or college. This will help you centralize all of your audits, links to your policy management, as well as addressing things like staff appraisal and professional development too. So this audit is available free of charge. And in the next step now, I will show you how you can actually access that information. So jumping back onto our presentation. So how do you get started today? Well, you simply follow this link or scan the QR code and you'll be able to register with the free environmental sustainability audit. That's right, it's completely free. There's no cost and you'll be able to use the free audit and get started today. So for your school, your college, your organisation, you should be able to go to that link and then register and begin filling out the audit to find out where you are in terms of your environmental sustainability. So thanks for watching this webinar. If you'd like to find out more about our school and college improvement platform, you can book a free online demonstration by simply scanning the QR code here on screen now. There's also the URL that will guide you there as well. In this brief demonstration that I'm offering you, I'll be able to talk you through how we will help with staff appraisal and professional development, also looking at development plans, self-evaluation, self-assessment, policy management, school and college-wide audits, and of course the sustainability audit that I've just shown you. We're currently helping over 700 schools and colleges manage their improvement. Follow the link here or scan the QR code. A demonstration simply takes 10 or 15 minutes of your time. Do look out for our future webinars. We are running a series of these webinars, and so I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for your time.